Well, unlike electricity, which was severely impacted during Hurricane Matthew, telecommunications, for the most part, stayed up throughout the storm. It's a major improvement for the country's main telecommunications provider, B.T.C. And as we hear from Clint Watson tonight, there's a good reason for it.
The majority of the country stayed connected by telecommunications throughout the entire passage of Hurricane Matthew. It's a necessary commodity that Bahamians and residents were more than pleased to have. CEO of B.T.C. Leon Williams says the company learned from Hurricane Joaquin.
And we hardened the restoration. So while it took a length of time to restore, the problem was when we restored the network, it was a little bit more hardened. So we were able to, with the restoration, provide fiber optic connectivity. Last year, for example, Acklands was disconnected from the network for months. Acklands was restored in a matter of 6-7 hours after the passage of the storm. So kudos to those Family Island first responders for B.T.C. who went out on their own and had the ability and the technical skills to be able to restore the network even before planes landed in New Providence and we could get planes out.
The command center for the storm is still operational. It's housed at the Ponciana Drive operations, the nerve center of B.T.C. operations. Chief of Network Operations Naaman Ellis said staff worked around the clock to keep the network up.
Our team basically went non-stop for about 3 days straight throughout the hurricanes to ensure that the Bahamian public was able to keep their phones working, keep their TV working, and also their internet. Most of our challenges have been due to power, but we are in the process of mitigating a lot of that and moving things forward. So as you can see, presently we are close to about 85% restored on our cellular network at this point.
Ellis says there was misinformation about the number of cell towers that were down.
There were actually a certain amount of sectors down, but the towers didn't come down. We had one tower that basically came down in North Andros, which was approximately, I think, 110 foot of the tower came down, but we were able to recover from that with the portion that remained on air, and that's why we were able to bring North Andros up quickly. But we know that we have to eventually replace that tower. But our focus was to get service to our customers as quickly as we possibly can.
One of the most devastated areas, North Andros, was left without telecommunications, but a day after the storm, and technicians were on the ground to restore connectivity. Grand Bahama and Berry Islands, however, remain off.
There were a number of towers, the baskets, the antennas. You go to Freeport, the basket dropped off it, and then as you go from as you noted on Saturday when we traveled from the Fishing Hole Road all the way down to West End, you saw the antennas, but the towers are still standing, and that is what Mr. Ellis was referring to as we lost the sectors. So our technicians already in Grand Bahama restoring. I think the last pocket that we would have would be probably in the Berry Islands where there was really zero coverage. And my understanding is that we've got one cell site up and running in the Berry Islands.
Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.